Please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
अहमदाबाद के पास एक खेड़ा है, वहाँ पे ये शख्स रहता है तो हमारी टीम वहाँ पे जा पहुँची। आज हमने सुबह उनको डिटेन किया। डिटेन करने के बाद हमने उनको अरेस्ट किया।
Anyone who is on Twitter has at some point of time come face to face with a troll. And sometimes even the thickest of skins cannot take the kind of abuse, hate and even threats that are issued. 3 days ago, Congress leader Priyanka Chaturvedi found herself at the receiving end of one of these trolls on Twitter who threatened her 10-year-old daughter with rape. A livid Priyanka lodged a formal complaint with the Mumbai police, and 48 hours later, the troll was arrested. But while swift action has been taken in her case, others are not that lucky. In fact, forget you and me, even the likes of External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj has been relentlessly trolled on Twitter after her ministry helped an interfaith couple get their passport and crack down on the officer who had harassed them. Trolling celebrities is an everyday affair. In fact, today, 18-year-old Suhana Khan, the daughter of superstar Shah Rukh Khan, was not spared. Why? Because a picture of her in a bikini turned up on social media. So is Twitter the new platform to exhibit misogyny? To answer that question, I want to bring in Priyanka Chaturvedi, the woman who managed to put her troll behind bars. Priyanka, thanks for your time. Finally, Priyanka, the man who gave the rape threat to your 10-year-old daughter has been arrested. Were the last few days the most harrowing experience, you would say, ever since you arrived on Twitter and started being very active perhaps on this social media platform?
So, you know, Maria, every time I used to get trolled on social media, I used to think that we've hit rock bottom. But what happened on Sunday night where my daughter was threatened, I thought this cannot get any worse than it has become. And by staying silent, by ignoring these trolls, what we are doing is we are normalizing this kind of discourse and emboldening these kind of nameless, faceless, anonymous handles who get away with this kind of threats, violent threats, call for rape, call for various other things to silent people. So this was absolutely not done, where you drag my family member who has absolutely no idea about my political affiliations, the political discourse in this nation, and dragging her into it. So that is when I decided that I needed to take this head on. And I also mentioned in my tweet when I had retweeted that particular pathetic tweet that came from this person, I had thanked everybody who came forward to show their support. And I've always maintained, if there is evil in the society, there's even greater goodness, and goodness will always prevail. And this, I think, by taking this head on and making it reach its logical conclusion, would actually be the, victory of good over evil.
Okay, will this set a precedent on how perhaps the law enforcing agencies should ensure that users of social media and people like this gentleman whose image that we are flashing on our television screens don't really get away with this kind of threat, vile and abuse?
I would hope so. I would hope that this creates some kind of a ripple effect in this entire social media platform, and on all platforms, whether it's your WhatsApp, whether it's your Facebook, whether it is Twitter, where people, before putting something out there, would think 2 times whether this is going to lead to, disastrous consequences, or is this a language that would be acceptable? Does this, is it punishable under various sections of IPC Act? So I'm hoping that it will also, lots of women out there face this kind of trolling. Many choose to go silent rather than taking it head on, will feel empowered enough and raise their voice against this kind of trolling. I think we need to adopt the approach of zero tolerance to trolling and zero tolerance to this kind of abuse and threats that come our way.
Right. You know, External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj faced hate and abuse on social media. It clearly appears, Priyanka, that this is also becoming a platform where it's mostly the women who are being targeted. Would you say that it is becoming an echo chamber for men, and largely it's the women who are facing this kind of misogynist comments and abuse?
Absolutely. If you look at the discourse in our society today, the fight that women have been fighting all along for past so many years has been for equal opportunity, equal access, equal voice, and the patriarchal society that we belong to is definitely rebelling against this, and this is one way that they express their rebellion, express their thoughts, and believe that by threatening women and women who are opinionated, who have a point of view, who have a point to make, who are extremely vocal about it, can be silenced through these kind of threats. So this is a method that has been adopted, and unfortunate that we have been ignoring it for so long, and I believe that many do not want to come forward and take it to a logical conclusion because we believe ignoring it would perhaps not give them any more.
That perhaps is not a solution, I would say, anymore. Have you been really told about the identity of the troll? Because I was reading on certain sites that he could be associated with a political party.
Yes, so I was told that who the person is. Not that I will ever question the police and their investigation, but it was also through the Facebook pages I've been that the photograph that I've been shown shows the Facebook profile as someone who's associated to a political party. But it goes beyond the political party, the political narrative. What it also reflects is the mindset that is prevailing, that if you have a point of view which is differing from what the point of view, actually the popular point of view or narrative that prevails in the society right now, you will be silenced.
Does your 10-year-old know about this incident?
No, she doesn't know this. I don't, no, she doesn't know this. And I wouldn't want her to even perhaps know that there is such kind of evil that also exists in society that can even target someone as innocent as her, someone who believes is, she's just such a friendly, outgoing child who would believe that her lifestyle is threatened or her safety is threatened because there are such kind of perverts that exist.
Were you really satisfied with the kind of response that you got from Twitter? Of course, because you have already gone online and thanked the Home Minister for his personal intervention. What about the platform? Are you satisfied with the response that you got from them?
Absolutely. I wouldn't say Twitter as such, because Twitter was coordinating directly with the investigating agency. But I would want to thank every single person who came forward in support, and even the Home Ministry intervened to ensure that this reached its logical conclusion. And like I said at the start of your program, that if there is evil that exists, there's even bigger goodness that exists and prevails.
All right. Priyanka Chaturvedi, thanks so much for joining us. Let me bring in the guests now. Rajiv Pandey is a BJP leader. Radhika Khera is representing the Congress. Karuna Nandi is a lawyer. Sabha Naqvi, senior journalist. Karuna Nandi, you have fought battles, Karuna, and are fighting battles for those who have faced threats of this nature online. Would you see this as a game changer in this battle in cleaning up the internet of this kind of vile?
Maria, I think this is each of these bits of action, arresting each arrest, each conviction, much more importantly, is something that contributes to changing the game. In the present case, I am so very glad that Priyanka took it seriously. It's against her child. POCSO is involved, got the help she needed, even though she was from the opposition party. the Home Ministry saw fit to intervene, and the person has been arrested, right? But this is not what it should take. In normal cases where women get rape threats, and as you are aware, people get rape threats and death threats and misogynist threats all the time.
Yes.
Right? And it's not just women from a variety of political parties, it's any woman who expresses a strong view. We've also seen that this can be very, very organized, and this can be facilitated by the ruling party. In the present case, there are allegations that the person was a chartered accountant of a wing of the BJP itself. And so the thing is that what we are up against is something very difficult. In terms of police resources, I think that the call for the police to strengthen their cyber cells, etc., is something that has been made many times. And what I would like to see is systemic investment by the state, by the various state governments, into making sure this happens, one. Two, collaboration with Interpol,
right?
Because Interpol is something you have to, if somebody has a VPN, for example, right?
Right.
Then the trail may end in Switzerland or Denmark. And then what are you going to do? Even though the person is next door sending you rape threats. So you have to collaborate with Interpol, and you have to be able to get through that fast, because otherwise you're consenting.
We are talking about Priyanka Chaturvedi's case here.
Plus, the law needs to be changed. It needs to be made non-bailable. Yeah.
Yes, we are talking about Priyanka Chaturvedi's case here. But do you think women in position of power, such as even Sushma Swaraj, because I'm looking at this incident that took place in 2017, December, in which actor Parvati forced her troll to be perhaps, go behind bars because she had complained to the cyber cell in Kochi, and they took action against the kind of misogynist comments that she was subjected to. Do you think women in position of power, political faces, strong women of, say, what Priyanka did this time, or Sushma Swaraj for that matter, she should in fact take her tormentors to jail, perhaps, ensure that they are booked? Do you think Sushma Swaraj should also register a formal complaint?
I was very saddened by what Sushma Swaraj has been going through. She has sort of put out cries for help, basically, on Twitter. This is our external affairs minister. This is one of the sort of tallest leaders of the ruling party.
Yes.
One of the most powerful women, possibly the most powerful woman, actually, in our country. Possibly the most powerful woman in our country, right?
Right.
And she did not get the support. She did not get the support of her colleagues.
She did not get support from her colleagues.
I would hesitate, Maria. I would hesitate, yeah. But I would hesitate on putting the burden on her, because the thing is that as as somebody who faces this, now, on the one hand, you're trying to get on with your life and trying to, in any case, as you don't have time on your hands as a foreign minister, right?
Okay. Let me bring in others now.
Misogyny,
okay,
in order to succeed in your job, regardless of what it is.
Let me bring in
it should be easy to be able to do this. It should be easy to convict people.
Yes, Sabha Naqvi, the point that I asked Karuna, and I'm going to repeat that question to you as well. Do you think Sushma Swaraj must file a police complaint? Because if it follows, it clearly appears that it follows a familiar pattern, and it is about targeting a woman. In this case of Sushma Swaraj, it's also because she used her ministry to help an interfaith couple. So she is a woman, and she also helped an interfaith couple, which also goes perhaps against the popular narrative.
Can I just say a few things? Yeah. So I do think if Sushma has faced a rape threat or a death threat in all that trolling, I think she should file a complaint. I just want to make a few points here as how this trolling began, how it impacted, because I don't usually do this. Many years ago, even before we got onto Twitter, when I used to write in Outlook as the political editor, I get an email from a historian, well-known figure at that time called Dilip Simyan, saying, "Are you aware what is being written under every article that you write?" I did not know him. So this is on the internet. And I found obscene things like she should be taken to AFPAC and raped. So we're talking about an ecosystem that began then. Then you should look up again. They went through all their columnists, and the Guardian paper over a decade they found that women are more likely to be abused and trolled for their articles. People of color are more likely to be abused and trolled. People of religious minorities are more likely to be abused and trolled. So here you have a deadly cocktail. You'll have women, if you happen to be a minority, it's a daily thing with me, jihadi this, jihadi that. I have chosen to survive it because I would go nuts. There was a time when my daughter, who is older than Priyanka's daughter, used to see, but she's much older, and I have decided to live a life where I ignore it. You know, ignore things about me being raped. That is true. Otherwise, how would I cope with this? It goes day in and day out and day in and day out. So I know it's a cop-out here, but I cannot fight every battle every day. And I have not found Twitter. There was a time when I used to complain and I used to say, Twitter, note this. I didn't find anybody replying to anything.
So
in any serious way. So now I've decided to just ignore it as much as I can, because I don't like to talk about myself as the story. I'm also trained in that tradition, that you are not the story. There are hundreds of women out there who are facing far worse. I'm a woman who's powerful. I have a voice. I have platforms. But so it was difficult for me, and it was pointed out to me by somebody else. I mean, he would not, you know, Mr. Dilip Simyan, for those who studied history, is a name.
Right, absolutely.
He pointed out what was being done under every article. I didn't even know this. So both, I think that among women of minority names, who I think I precede you, Rana, Ayub, all of that in the media. So I saw that and I've learned to be tough with it, and I try to ignore it. But had my daughter, had I ever seen anything involving my daughter, you can be sure I would have done what Priyanka has done.
So did you at any stage,
Sabha,
Sabha,
would come out.
Did you at any stage,
Sabha,
Sabha,
that I never put pictures of her. I'll put pictures of myself. Yeah,
did you at any stage, Sabha, think that perhaps
Maria,
you were better off not using this platform? Did you think that, you know, you should just leave this platform? What is the necessity of being part of Twitter? You know, it's not needed. Did you think about it?
Yes. So, yes, absolutely, Maria. If I was not in the, I have thought about it. If I was not in the media, if I was not part of the media ecosystem, I would not be on Twitter. And I also became more active on Twitter. Once I had some sort of an account when I was political editor of Outlook, which I left in 2015.
Right.
I became more active as I increased my column writing and television appearances. It is a professional add-on to what I do. I would not be here otherwise.
All right.
You know,
all right.
I would not be here
Right.
otherwise.
Let me bring in the politicians on the panel now, Rajiv Pandey and Radhika Khera. Rajiv Pandey, as part of social media strategy of both the Congress, BJP, or for that matter, Aam Aadmi Party, you have almost created a Frankenstein monster. And this Frankenstein monster is coming to bite you for a simple reason that it doesn't differentiate between ideologies. And that's the reason why somebody like Sushma Swaraj, who is not a moderate in your party, who is pretty much the party, somebody who takes the party line, 7-time member of parliament, current external affairs minister, has been the leader of opposition, one of the most powerful women in the country today, is being trolled, and nobody except for Rajnath Singh and Nitin Gadkari comes out in support of her. I'm asking you a question. She may not have approached the police. What about the party? Shouldn't the party take cognizance of this and file a complaint?
You see, Maria, the biggest point is the Honorable Home Minister has talked about that subject. Nitin Gadkari is the senior most cabinet minister.
Yes, condemnations I know about.
And said that is wrong.
It should not
In the
stop
whole
at
debate,
that.
one thing has not come up. Can I let me complete?
Yes.
Maria, let me complete.
Yes.
Please, let me make at least my 2 minutes opening comment, please. So the issue is, in your whole debate, just a week back when I was with you on this subject, I said that law is very powerful under IPC. If somebody approach police, the person who is doing these kind of things can be brought to book.
Yes.
In this case, Congress spokesperson has filed a case and government has taken action. So in your debate, it should come first. that this government is ready to take action if somebody goes to the police. That is one aspect. Second, what I feel, who has created this troll or monster? You can find that earlier it was a side stream, now Congress has legitimized, and Rahul Gandhi himself becomes troll when he is saying ST Act is going to be abolished. When Priyanka Chaturvedi herself gave her data of Madhya Pradesh about the rape, did you ask this question to Priyanka Chaturvedi that from where she got that rape data in Madhya Pradesh? She is herself a troll. Rahul Gandhi is the biggest troll in this country when he said that Narendra Modi is trying to finish the SC/ST Act. Who is responsible for this?
You know, that is the problem with this argument.
Wrong, like
and it is very, very disturbing. It is very disturbing how you are putting out this argument.
Police will take action. The criminal will go behind bars under IPC.
There is a distinction. There is a clear distinction between rape threats being used online, rape threats being used online, and talking about difference of opinion. You cannot say that the two are same. That is the problem. You are failing to understand that.
If anybody is getting a rape threat,
Radhika
they should
Khera,
go and file a criminal complaint. That person will go to jail.
Radhika Khera, come in.
If somebody threatens me to kill me,
this is not just any social media assault.
I am saying this.
This is not just any social media assault. This is not. Yes, Sabha, quickly 10 seconds and then I'll bring in Radhika. Yes.
Can I reply to him?
Yes, Sabha. Yes.
He should know this. Mr. Pandey is ill-informed. People who threaten to kill other people are followed by the Prime Minister of India. Yeah. Do you know that? People who threaten to give rape, killing threats are followed by the Prime Minister of India and nothing happens to them.
I am not ill-informed. You are also part of the troll, Sabha Naqvi.
Nothing happens.
I can show your tweet.
No, what is this argument? Rajiv
Pandey, Honorable Prime Minister of this country.
So please,
Madam Sabha Naqvi, you are also part of the troll. I am saying this. You show me my one tweet where I have abused anybody, but I can show your tweet that you are always lying on the Twitter. Like Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka
Can we expect a civilized behavior from you?
The person who is giving fake news. And
can we expect civilized behavior and language from you, Rajiv Pandey?
I am not ill-informed. If somebody does any crime, you have to go to the police and take action against that person. That I am saying. An Honorable Home Minister has taken action against the person who has given rape threat to the Congress spokesperson daughter. You should appreciate this government, that they are taking action against anybody who is responsible.
No, what is there to appreciate? Activity. What is there to appreciate? This is a logical law taking its own course, I would say. Yes, Radhika, come in.
No, because in your whole debate you did not come. You did not come.
Rajiv ji, आपने अपना point बोल दिया है.
This government is action oriented. I am saying this, ma'am.
The government, the Home Ministry, Rajnath Singh ji, as well as the police, and I again am thanking the police for actually taking swift action in the matter. But we would also at the same time like to request the police as well as the Honorable Minister Rajnath Singh ji to also take similar action against our Honorable Minister Sushma ji. But what we have to understand here is that social media was not created 4 years ago. And what is the kind of message, what is the kind of climate that we are trying to create by following these trolls? Like Sabhaji said, the Prime Minister himself follows trolls. We saw it in the past that some people after the murder of Gauri Lankesh came out and used horrible language against her, and the Prime Minister follows him. And it's not only the Prime Minister, there are about 41, 42 MPs of the BJP, including the Minister Piyush Goyal ji, who also follow such trolls. So the point is, by following such trolls, what is the climate that you are trying to create and what is the message that you are trying to send out there? That yes, it's okay, go abuse women, men, for anyone for that matter. Is it okay to go and abuse anyone, give threats to anyone and just sit back and relax? Because you are being followed by the Prime Minister. And if you see, you will have these, they'll have names and they'll have religious names and they'll be like blessed to be followed by the Prime Minister. And it has come out time and again. And no one has unfollowed those accounts. I'm sure someone from the Prime Minister office can unfollow those accounts. I'm sure Piyush Goyal ji has a very
Rajiv Pandey respond, 30 seconds to you.
Help him with that.
Rajiv Pandey,
but there is nothing like that happening. And what is the kind of ecosystem that we are creating?
First of all,
the country is not safe, women are not able to go out, and even the social media, the word social has actually disappeared. No, why can't social media at least be a place for us women to be safe at? so many girls daily leave social media, and I'm sure after what has happened in these past 6 days, many parents have made their daughters and their family members leave social media. If the Minister,
can I respond? You have taken my name.
All right, Rajiv Pandey, final 30 seconds to you.
Whatever has happened in Karnataka, what madam is referring, there was a government of Congress party. They should have gone and taken the legal step. As far as if she is saying that Gauri Lankesh case, somebody has written something, she is free to write and take action against that if he has violated any section of the IPC. I am saying in your program only, I have been trolled by Sabha Naqvi by terming me ill-informed. She is a troll. I am saying this. How she can say I am ill-informed and she is well-informed? So this is trolling. What is the definition of trolling, ma'am?
No, but how can you say that this is trolling?
Congress is now
Difference
trying
of opinion
to
is not
destroy
trolling.
this country by giving fake news.
Sabha, will you respond to this quickly, please?
No, she is saying, she is, what trolling
I
is.
don't even follow him on social media.
You, that is trolling.
I don't
she
think
has abused me in your program by terming me ill-informed.
I follow him on social media.
She is well-informed, I am ill-informed. That is trolling. This is the, I am saying, in this
Rajiv Pandey, Sabha Naqvi doesn't follow you on social media.
Yes,
Rajiv Pandey, you have made your point. Rajiv Pandey, you have made your point.
They are creating
I've heard you.
troll monster, I am telling you.
Rajiv Pandey, you have made your
People
point.
like Sabha Naqvi are creating troll monster.
Calm down.
People
Screaming happening,
Rajiv Pandey, you have made your point. Let Sabha Naqvi speak.
Not on political ground, creating fake news.
No, no.
I'm saying this.
Let Sabha Naqvi speak. Sabha.
Okay, now should I reply? Maria,
yes.
I think it's a real pity.
Yes.
I think it's a real pity. I only met Rajiv Pandey 2-3 weeks ago. I did not even know he was a spokesperson to the BJP. The BJP, which you, as you know, on which I have a book which I've covered for so long, has 2 types of spokesperson. You'd find very civilized people like Nalin, Siddhanshu also, you can have a disagreement with them. But there is a new breed which just enters a TV studio without knowing the context of who, and they start abusing. And if they see, perhaps in my case, they see a woman with a Muslim name, so they will, I didn't even know, I don't follow him on social media. I only realized he knows it, that he was a BJP spokesperson when I ran into him in Bombay last month.
You're a popular journalist,
Sabha. I did not even know him.
You're a popular journalist, that's the reason.
I know the chaps in Delhi. So,
that is the reason.
I did not,
Sabha Naqvi, thank you.
And there's some of them, especially the Bombay people, they just pounce.
All right, Sabha Naqvi, thank you.
So
Karna Nandi, Sabha Naqvi, Radhika Khera, Rajiv Pandey, thanks so much for joining us. With that, it's a wrap from me.